Welcome back to day 5. We are almost halfway there. Thank you so much for continuing on this journey of yoga and breathing for well-being with me, Stephanie. Today, we are going to do it a little different, just to, train the brain that change is not bad. We are actually going to do the breathing technique at the end of the video. So we are going to begin today's video with our yoga flow. It's definitely going to strengthen your core, which will improve your posture, your digestion, and so much other beautiful benefits from your core practice. All right, let's just check in here. Close your eyes. Get into your beautiful standing posture, crown of your head reaching up tall, your feet grounding into the earth below you. Your hands can face you or they could face forward, whatever helps you keep a nice flat back with shoulders nice and flat on that back. All right, let's just take a moment to check in here, to remember why we started this, to remember why we keep going, to remember our strength. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. Take your hands out and up overhead, stretching those arms, shoulders down away from the ears, and hold here. Everything in the body is attached. So just because we're strengthening the core doesn't mean we're not using our other muscles. So we want to warm all of them up, including your shoulders, which mine I can definitely feel just from holding my hands up high and keeping my shoulders away from my ears. One more long breath here. And then go ahead and exhale, fold over your legs with a very deep bend in your knees. Sway side to side. Inhale, halfway lift, straighten the legs mostly. Keep a nice tiny bend, flat back. Exhale, fold once more. Inhale, step, ground down into those feet, arms out and up, meeting back in our standing position. From here, exhale your way down and walk your hands out into a plank and just hold here. Just like in our standing position, we want to engage the quads so the kneecaps lift. We want the heels over the toes. I can already feel it. Core engaged, of course. Press the ground away from you with your hands. Hold here. And on your next exhale, walk your way back into a forward fold. Inhale, arms out and up. We're going to do that one more time. Exhale, fold. Walk your hands out to a plank. Hold here. Deep breath. Dig deep. Remember your strength. I don't want your seat all the way up here. We want it down and parallel with the ground. Go ahead. We're not going to walk our hands back this time. We're going to lower the knees. We're going to find a tabletop position. Engage that core. Navel to spine. Press into the fingertips. Curl the toes under. Lift the knees a tiny bit off the floor and hold. Long, slow breaths. 3, 2, 1. Lower the knees, uncurl the toes, send the right leg out long, heel in line with glute, internal spiral of that inner thigh, left hand out in front of us, bicep in line with the ear. Hold here. As we exhale, we're going to bring our elbow to our knee underneath us. Inhale, reach out. 2 more. Inhale, out, exhale. Out once more, and lower back down to table. Same thing, other side. Left foot out, right arm forward, as if you're about to shake somebody's hand. Hold here for a moment, find your balance. Core engaged, exhaled, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, one more. Beautiful. Go ahead and lengthen one last time. Lower back down to table. Curl the toes under. Walk the hands forward a tiny bit. Core engaged. I'm going to keep saying it. Downward facing dog. Bring your heels a little wider than your pinky toes. Create that internal rotation of the thighs. Press into the hands, biceps in line with the ear. Hold here. On your inhale, come forward into a plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 more just like that. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. 1 more. Inhale, plank, hold. Exhale, downward facing dog. Excellent. Come up onto your tippy toes. Take your heels over to the right so you're on the outside edge of your right foot, inside edge of your left foot. Come into side plank. Left hand up into the air. Strong, strong, strong. Core engaged. Feel free to go even further in this pose if you can. Woo. Lift that left leg into the air. Lower that left foot down. Come back into your downward facing dog. Reset, even everything out. Lower the knees to a table. Just want to come off the wrist for a moment. Give them a break. Take a breather. And then we'll go right back into it. Other side. Downward facing dog. Heels up. Over to the left on the outside edge of the left foot, inside edge of the right foot, forward into a plank, side plank, right hand to the sky. Strong core, don't dip the hips, bring them up towards the sky as well. Feel free to match the same variation you did on the other side. I'm shaking, I'm feeling alive here. Go ahead and bring your right hand and foot down. Whew, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Only a few more postures as we are facing our mat. Go ahead and come into a plank. Lift that right foot off the floor. Take that right knee to the left elbow and hold. Bring it back. Bring it in and hold. Bring it back one last time. Right knee, left elbow. Hold. Push the ground away, core strong, and return to normal. Downward facing dog. Breathe. Beautiful. All right, come back into a plank. Lift that left leg off the floor. Press the floor away from you. Take that left knee to your right elbow. Hold. Return. Hold. Don't let your hips come up into the air in that plank. Return. Last one. Hold. And back. Lower that left foot. Lower the knees this time. Come over onto your seat. Take your legs out in front of you, and we'll meet flat on our back. Take a moment. Regather. So, when we are flat on our back, there's a very natural, very slight curve of the low spine. So we're not overarching, and we're not necessarily putting our back flat because we're not doing any glute bridges, that's for sure. We are working our core, even though pretty much in every posture and in every workout move, you're using your core in some sense. So it's great to strengthen it. Go ahead and take your legs up to the sky, feet flexed. If you need to, go ahead and take your hands right underneath your glutes. We're gonna lower the right leg down without creating an overarch in the low back. And lift it back up. Lower the left leg down and lift it back up. 3 more times on each leg. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Engage your core the whole time. I like to give the example that if someone is about to come tickle you, you engage your core, right? Because you don't want to be tickled. And so engage your core in that sense. I lost count, but we're just going to do one more on each side. How about that? I'm feeling it. Beautiful. Ooh. Okay. Now take your hands up to the sky as well as you lower your right leg. And if you needed the variation with your hands underneath your glutes in the last exercise we did, instead of lowering your leg as a straight leg in this next pose, go ahead and just take your right foot and tap your toes down, okay? So I'll show you both ways. We're going to take our hands up to the sky. We are going to lower our right leg as if we're holding a beach ball in our hands, come over to the left side of the left leg and return. The variation looks like this. All right, so you choose your method here, and then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side, alternating. Let's go. We're gonna do 3 on each side. Last one. Beautiful. Now, keeping your feet up towards the sky. Take your hands up towards the sky and pulse as if you're trying to push the sky away from you. Feel those abs turn on and lower. 5 more. 1. Last one, and on the 5th one, hold your hands up. Lower that right leg, hold, bring your hands over to the left side of your left leg, hold, breathe. Inhale to return back up. Still don't lower your upper back here. We're gonna take our hands over to the right and lower the left. And return. 2 more on each side. Last one on each side. Wonderful. Go ahead and lower everything for just a moment. Feeling that. All right. Now we're going to come into a laying table position. So we're going to bring our shins to be parallel with the ground, knees above the hips. Very, very important, because if you bring your knees past your hips, you're not even engaging your core anymore. And that's what we want to do. So feet flexed, shins parallel to the mat, knees over the hips, hands up towards the sky. You don't need to lift your upper body off the floor just yet. Go ahead and straighten your left leg and lower your right hand behind you. Return, switch sides. Keep going, alternating sides, core engaged, low back flush with the mat, no arch, because our legs are lifted. 2 more each side. Core strong. Last one each side. Beautiful. Keep your legs where they are. Take your hands in a prayer position above you. Lower them behind you. And then crunch your way up. Bring your hands between your knees. Hold. Beautiful. And lower. And press. Lower. And press. 4 more. 4. 3. 2. 1. Hold here. Beautiful. Only a few more and we are done with this core flow. It's a sad and a happy thing, isn't it? All right. From here, let's come into a boat pose variation so we can do some twists. I'll show you a few variations just in case you can't do the full pose. So we're going to come up on our seat. We're gonna rock back a little bit, just so find that core engagement and also find our balance. And then let's start by lifting one leg off the floor. Your shoulders are a bit protracted, so they're not flat on the back, they're a little forward. And then perhaps lift the other leg. Hold here, hold here. Perhaps bring the shins higher, or you can keep one heel on the floor. That's a variation that you can do. Or you can switch legs, but find your variation and hold for just a moment. Perhaps you play and work on straightening one leg and then the other, or both. Just don't lose that core engagement. From here, we're taking that beach ball over to the left and over to the right and over to the left and to the right. 4 more times each side. 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. All right, let's just wind down for a moment, shall we? Let's go ahead and lie flat on our back and bring our right knee in towards our chest and lengthen our left leg out. Slow, deep breaths. Signaling to our body that it's time to slow down the breath and the heartbeats. Left leg in, right leg out. Wonderful. Let's come back up to a seated position, however you want to get there. Perhaps you play with your boat and come up like this before you come into your seated position. From here, let's just lengthen those abdominal muscles that we just worked so hard. So take your fingertips, crawl them backwards, open your chest forward, spiral your arms out as if like you're opening a jar, yeah? External rotation. Beautiful. And now that we have strengthened our core and definitely found out that we have one, let's go ahead into our breathing technique. So as always, I suggest using a block when you are doing your breathing techniques, just to make it more comfortable to sit for a lengthened period of time. All right. You choose your seating variation. You could sit cross-legged, or you can sit in a hero's pose variation, where your knees are coming to touch and your shins are on the floor. Whatever your body is asking for today. Now, the breath technique that we are doing today is called skull shining breath. We're going to do a variation of it because I like to make things my own. I hope you do too, because that makes life a little more fun, doesn't it? Okay, so sitting up nice and tall. The way we do this breathing technique is by breathing in through the nose, down into the belly, deep, deep, deep breath in, and then a sharp, small breath out through the nose, while we pull our navel in and activate our core. And then we repetitively breathe out in those small increments and bring our navel in towards our core, in towards our spine, I should say, until we are out of breath. So I'll show you once before we do it together. So we inhale through the nose into the belly. Until you are out of breath, and then we start all over. This breath technique is great, great, great for activating digestion, activating a little more energy if you're feeling a little tired, and strengthening the diaphragm and the core muscles, which we did plenty of today, if you don't remember. So, with that being said, if you are having a hard time wrapping your head around the exhalations, just exhale short and sharp as you engage your core. Just think of it like that, all right? So go ahead, sit up nice and tall, roll the shoulders flat on the back, find your beautiful posture, inhale deeply, and start your exhales. Let's take a break. Just as we took a break in between our core exercises, let's just take a break and notice how that breath technique is making us feel. I definitely feel a little more energized and alert. I can't tell that my digestion has been activated, but I just know it has, given that that is one of the beautiful benefits of this pose, or this breathing technique, I should have said. All right, and let's start it over once more. Deep inhale into the belly. Sharp, short exhales through the nose. Beautiful. Just hold and notice. Perhaps you feel a little tingly, a little lightheaded, totally normal. And if you do feel lightheaded, slow it down in the sense of how you get out of your practice today, how you walk into the world after you leave your mats. Slow it down. There's no rush. A wise person once told me that when you rush, you don't care. If you're rushing through your project, you don't care about the integrity of it. If you're rushing while you're driving, you're not caring about your safety or the safeties of others around you. And so, do not rush. There is no rush. You are exactly where you need to be, learning exactly what you need to learn in order to become exactly who you're meant to become, my friend. All right, thank you so much for joining me. It was truly a pleasure. I'm feeling energized. I'm feeling great. I hope you are too. I'll see you tomorrow for day 6. Thank you so much for joining me for day 5. I know you felt that because I felt that. If you want to join me for day 6, feel free to look in the description below to find the link to that video. You'll also find the link to our Yoga Plus app in the description below for more wonderful yoga flows that you won't find on YouTube and more.
Welcome to Yoga Plus. Courses available from pupil to yogi. Sort by yoga, fitness, and instructors. Create your own routines. Access the pose library. Yoga Plus by Psyche Truth. Available on Google Play and the App Store.
Join us for 14 and 30-day programs, hour-long classes, and much more on our yoga app, Yoga Plus by Psyche Truth. It's free to download and features a variety of wellness content, including yoga, fitness, Pilates, guided meditations, and interviews with dozens of wellness experts.